Fire Dept approves 6 permits for firework displays on New Year's Eve. 2025 Year in Review, July, August, September. Reform fatigue, fiscal friction, China holds military drills around Taiwan as warning to separatist forces. From the island, Sint Maarten, this is SXM Daily News for December 30th, 2025. DCOM, the fire department of Sint Maarten, which falls under the Ministry of General Affairs, has approved 6 permits for firework displays to ring in the new year. The displays will take place at the following locations: Great Bay, Indigo Bay, Pelican Lay Bay, Maho Beacon Hill, Mullet Bay, and Cupakoi. A permit to import, transport, and sell consumer fireworks has been granted to SXM Fireworks. It is prohibited to ignite consumer fireworks without a permit provided by the Minister of General Affairs, unless this occurs from December 29th to 31st or on January 1st, 2026. The fire department advises all consumers to use caution when lighting consumer fireworks. Read the instructions and warnings before usage. The vendor will share these with all customers. Protect yourself and those around you. Wear proper eye protection and clothing. Also keep the fireworks on a safe distance from flammable material and spectators. Only use fireworks as intended. Don't try to alter them, combine them, nor relight after failure. Choose an open area away from gas stations, bulk stations, churches, hospitals, and senior citizens' homes. Never light fireworks indoors, and point it away from homes, bushes, dry grass, and flammable substances. Think about your pets. In the event someone gets injured by fireworks, the person should immediately go to a doctor or the hospital. Fire department is cautioning all persons about the risk of buying and lighting fireworks from any unauthorized vendor, as these have not been screened by the fire department and therefore may not meet the safety requirements. Fireworks not sold by a certified vendor are considered illegal fireworks and may not meet the criteria of ignition delay and may have larger explosions or effects than allowed. Such fireworks can cause severe burns and loss of fingers, the loss of limbs, and life. These illegal fireworks, if ignited too close or inside a building, may cause severe damage or the collapse of the aforementioned. The police will not hesitate to act accordingly in the case of usage, storage, or sale of illegal fireworks. For any emergencies, call Fire Dept 911, Police 911, Ambulance 913. In the early morning hours of Monday, December 30th, 2025, just before 3 a.m., officers of the St. Maarten Police Force, KPSM, and personnel from the fire department responded to reports of a house fire in Ebenezer. Upon arrival, emergency responders found the residence fully engulfed in flames. A preliminary assessment confirmed that all residents had safely evacuated the property before the arrival of emergency services. Fire department personnel acted swiftly to bring the blaze under control, preventing the fire from spreading to neighboring properties. One resident was subsequently treated at the scene by ambulance personnel for smoke inhalation. The forensic department and fire department are currently conducting a joint investigation to determine the cause of the fire. DCOM Special of the SCDF launches Carnival 55 Pageant Season 2026. Speaking at the event, Dishney Matthew, York Pageant Coordinating Team Leader, Year's Headquarters for the Grand Patterns. This is my very first year party meeting. And we have one very thing. It's this. No matter how well prepared you are, these contestants will keep you on your toes. They require that I talk to myself. Love, certainly. But I watch all the beautiful faces select and remember exactly why I said yes. Also speaking is Michael Granger, SCDF Director.
My name is Dishne Matthew York, and tonight my heart is truly full. As we celebrate Carnival 55, I stand here not only as someone who once participated in these very same pageants, past junior, teen, and senior contestant, but as this year's head coordinator for the very same pageants. This is my very first year coordinating, and if I've learned one thing, it's this. No matter how prepared you think you are, these contestants will keep you on your toes. There were moments I thought to myself, Lord, who sent me? But I watched all their beautiful faces tonight, and I remember exactly why I said yes. Pageantry has been part of my life from a very young age. It taught me confidence, discipline, grace, and resilience. Through the years of competing, winning, placing, learning, pageantry has shaped the woman that I am today. And winning the junior, teen, and senior pageants, the very ones that we are launching tonight, will always be special to me. But tonight is not about my journey. Tonight is about theirs. My story didn't begin with me. It began with my mother, who proudly competed and won the senior pageant years before I even stepped on stage. She showed me what confidence and elegance looked like long before I even understood what pageantry truly meant. And if my mother inspired me, my uncle kept me in line. He was my chaperone, and while he loved me dearly, me and him went back and forth, and I swear he pushed buttons I didn't even know I had. And if you know Francis, you know. He made sure I showed up ready, from fixing my walk to making me do it over and over and over again. He pushed me because he believed in me, which brings me to the importance of chaperones. To our contestants, your chaperones are your lifeline, your support system, your sanity, and sometimes the people who annoy you the most, simply because they want the best for you. They will stress you out, fix your posture, question what you're wearing, then swear they're doing it calmly. Trust me, they don't be calm. Tonight, I see some incredible chaperones here this evening. I see Jackie, I see Peggy, I see Tante Cheryl, and I see many others. And Zinga as well, yes. If I didn't mention your name, please forgive me. I cannot see everyone up here, only because I didn't wear my glasses because I didn't match with my outfit. But I appreciate each and every one of you. You are truly the backbone of our contestants. To our chaperones and mentors, thank you. Your role is powerful. Please remember, if you instill only winning in a contestant's mind, you do them a disservice. Encourage, discipline, teamwork, humility, and class. Whether they win or place, you're shaping confident, resilient, empowered young women, and your guidance makes every moment on this stage possible. Also, I want to thank the two incredible women standing beside me. My small but mighty team, Jen and Chantal. They work tirelessly, support constantly, and keep everything running smoothly. I may be the coordinator, but they are truly the foundation. To our contestants, you're stepping into a legacy filled with culture, confidence, and courage. Whether you take home a crown or walk away with lessons that shape your future, you are already winners. Girls, please remember, pageantry is about empowerment, confidence, growth, and discovering who you are beyond the sash and crown. It teaches you how to speak with purpose, walk with confidence, manage pressure, build friendships, and represent something bigger than yourself. Those lessons will stay with you long after the pageant night. And if I could shine at 2 years old with chubby cheeks that I still have, absolutely no sense of balance, trust me, you can shine as well. To our community here tonight, Your presence reminds me that pageantry still matters, that our young women matter, their voices matter, and their growth matters. Your energy matters. It takes tremendous courage to stand on a stage like this. Support the contestants proudly, cheer loudly, but never belittle another. Let tonight and this journey be a space of encouragement and respect. And to the SCDF, thank you for trusting this vision. Pageantry raised me, molded me, and empowered me. And tonight I'm honored to give that back. This is not just a launch, this is a rebirth. A revival of culture, confidence, and community. This is Carnival 55, and the legacy lives on. Thank you, and may our contestants shine brighter than ever.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for being here. As a member of the board for the Carnival Foundation, each board member is tasked with a particular responsibility in Carnival. The president thought pageantry should be mine. I could not think about how you're going to organize 3 pageants, well 4 if you count the Caribbean Queen pageant. I could not think of anybody better than someone who wears, who won 7 crowns and know pageantry, know the field, know the chaperones, know everybody inside out, other than Dishine Matthew York. So another round of applause. Chantal and Jennifer are official members of the Carnival Foundation. All of us who are now board members, myself, Roderick, Marie, all of us started as volunteers and moved up through the ranks. And we think it's always very important since we won't be around forever. Our upcoming members take the reins as quickly and as often as they can to carry on when that day does come. Tonight, I also want the crowd to please congratulate via a round of applause Mr. Henry Lynch, the owner of this beautiful facility, Mona Lisa Lounge. You saw it on your way in. There's cabanas, there's pool, there's place outside, inside here. It's a very versatile facility to do all your events. If anything, call Henry has a free plug. You got it. We purposely kept tonight intimate because we wanted to send a message to everyone here in the crowd tonight. This journey for these contestants, they started a while ago since we met with them a few weeks ago. But officially tonight, as they get their sashes and the tuning and numbers, this journey starts with them. And on this journey with them are you, each and every one of you, their family members, their friends, one or two sponsors who might be here, but they're depending on you to carry through. Yes, the public is going to come out, the public will support, we will ask, the Carnival Foundation will ask the public to do what it has to do. But the foundation begins here tonight with you. And that's why the sashing and the numbering and their introduction tomorrow, all of that will be on social media and everything, but tonight it starts with their family members. They can't get through this without you. Show your support, organize your fundraisers if you have to, do whatever you got to do, but make sure they are mentally okay, they're not stressed out, and they're ready to perform. The key for the Carnival Foundation this year in pageantry is we want to give the contestants a good experience, a memorable experience. It is not just about competition and going up on stage and competing and winning a crown. It is about that journey. So we have a whole itinerary set out for them, public appearances, meeting with government officials, time together, spend together, get to know each other, making friends. Okay, so that is very important for us. To us, that's what's going to carry on pageantry in this place. I have to give credit to Ms. Nzinga Lake for always instilling that in my head all the time. It's about the experience, Mike. It's about the experience. And we want to give that back to our contestants this year once again. So on behalf of the Samaritan Carnival Development Foundation, I want to congratulate, I want to thank all the parents and the chaperones for signing up these children and these young women to participate in this in the pageants. We promise we will do our best. We promise we will put all of our effort, 100 to 200%, into staging a terrific events. And we count on your support for them primarily. If there's anything at all, call me.
The police force of St. Martin, KPSM, would like to take the opportunity inform the public about a second arrest. In the armed scooter robbery that occurred on December 28, 2025, in the Kimsha Beach area. On Monday morning, December 29, 2025, the second suspect involved in the robbery voluntarily surrendered himself at the Phillipsburg police station. The suspect has been identified by the initials KATH. Officers immediately accompanied KATH to the location where he claimed to have left the stolen scooter. However, upon arrival, it was discovered that unknown individuals had already removed the scooter from that location. KPSM detectives are actively investigating this incident and working to recover the stolen scooter. Both suspects are now in custody and the investigation continues. The KPSM commends the suspect's decision to surrender and reminds the community that cooperation with law enforcement is always the best course of action. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of the stolen scooter is urged to contact the police force of Sint Maarten at +1 721 5554 22222 or use our confidential tip line at 9300.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah, your social health insurances.
The police force of Sint Maarten, KPSM, is informing the community about the results of intensive enforcement operations carried out by officers of KPSM between December 22 and December 28, 2025. These actions are part of KPSM's ongoing efforts to reduce violent crime, remove illegal firearms from the streets, and improve public safety across the island. During this period, officers of KPSM conducted preventive searches, traffic and scooter controls, hotspot patrols, and island-wide checkpoints. These operations resulted in arrests, the seizure of illegal firearms and ammunition, and extensive preventive controls. Key results and performance indicators. Over the past week, the following results were achieved. 17 scooters impounded after operators failed to present the required documentation. 44 scooters stopped and inspected, with 17 taken into custody. 600 vehicles checked during multiple checkpoints across the island. 40 vehicles thoroughly searched based on preventive search authority. 110 persons preventively searched under the Preventive Firearms Ordinance. 45 persons preventively searched due to group gatherings at identified hotspots. Firearms, ammunition, and arrests. 1 arrest for illegal possession of a Sig Sauer handgun, 9mm, 138 special revolver seized, along with 10 live rounds of ammunition. 1 extended magazine containing 12 live rounds seized during a police pursuit. These results highlight the effectiveness of the proactive and targeted approach taken by officers of KPSM to remove dangerous weapons and ammunition from public spaces. Operational focus scooter and traffic controls. Scooter and vehicle controls remain a priority, as scooters are often used in the commission of violent crimes, including armed robberies. The impoundment of undocumented scooters demonstrates KPSM's zero-tolerance approach. These controls will continue daily. Preventive searches and hotspot patrols. Through preventive searches and patrols in identified hotspot areas, officers of KPSM continue to disrupt criminal activity and respond quickly to emerging threats. Clear message to criminals. The police force of St. Martin emphasizes that these enforcement actions are ongoing and will not stop. Controls, searches, and checkpoints will continue throughout the day and night and will intensify in the weeks ahead and into the new year. Anyone involved in serious crimes, illegal firearms possession, or drug-related activity will be investigated and arrested. Community Cooperation KPSM encourages residents and visitors to remain alert and to report suspicious behavior. Information from the public is essential in keeping our community safe. Police line +1 721 554 2222. Anonymous tip line 9300. Now you know with Valerie Van Putten. Guest Aisleen Maduro, psychologist. More than that means that you burn out at certain points faster if you don't have the appropriate support network or the symptom systems in place, Maduro said.
Symptoms of burnout include stuff like physical exhaustion, where you're just tired. You struggle to get out of bed in the mornings. Sometimes even when you get into your bed, you can't sleep, although your body is feeling so tired, right? You just can't do it. Headaches are part of burnout, and it's the everyday headache, the headache that doesn't seem to ever quit. You constantly have headaches. Sometimes burnout triggers, if you're a person that suffers from migraines, burnout can trigger that because it's the stress that you're feeling, and then you have those migraines and you keep going doctor and all that stuff. But that's one of the things of burnout. Your sleep problems that we talked about, either you constantly want to sleep and you do that long, or you can't get to sleep, or your sleep is interrupted. Some people who they go to sleep and they're really tired, but then within an hour they're up.
Ooh.
And can't get back to sleep so easily. So your sleep pattern has been totally messed with, right? Then you also have, we talked about the emotional detachment. Things that you really used to care about before, you don't have the energy to care about any longer.
It's part of depression as well, right?
You hear it, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly that. Because part of burnout is that depression, the depression symptoms that you can get, right? And then you're going over into a diagnosis, right? But you also have behavioral changes too, like reduced performance at work if you are at work, or if your burnout is within a family, within your social circle, you could still have reduced performance where you used to cook every day for your family, make sure they have all their meals kind of thing, and then you can't do it anymore. You're just tired. And the children need to eat, the husband coming home waiting, expecting food, but you're just tired. So there's that. The reduced performance is procrastination. You want to get something done, know that it should be done, but you keep extending the deadline because you don't have the energy. And social withdrawal. Don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
You just want to be about your business. You don't even want people saying hi to you on the street, because even that takes energy from you that you already don't
Yes.
have.
Mhm.
Right? You don't need to have all of the symptoms to be experiencing burnout.
Okay.
Right? It can manifest in different ways for different people.
People.
And that's why it's important that you know what burnout is. For example, your physical symptoms, we talk about fatigue and exhaustion, right? You're tired, feel drained, tired all of the time, and headaches and body aches, right? It could be muscle pain. It doesn't have to be headaches. You may not experience headaches like I might, but your muscle pain, you got muscle pains, your joints, pain in strange places that you didn't even think about before because they weren't hurting before, and now all of a sudden you woke up, there's a pain on your wrist bone. There's, you know what I'm saying?
I make a joke all the time. I bet people say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other." I say, "Yeah, I know how you feel. You go to bed good, then you get up with a new pain, and you say, where did this come from?"
Exactly. And then you have digestive
Digestive.
issues as well, right? You can get stomach problems like ulcers, like nausea. Any of those things can develop because, again, it's prolonged stress. And stress can cause you to have ulcers and all of that. Then you got increased illness, of course, because, again, prolonged stress breaks down your immune system, which can compromise the same immune system to making you more susceptible then to having colds. You always got a cold. Why is it you always got a cold? Or every time you turn around, you're sick. You know, something is wrong with you. Why are you always being sick now for the last X amount of months? Right? All of those are just the physical signs, but then you have the emotional symptoms, right? You may feel emotionally drained or overwhelmed. We talked about that. We talked about feeling drained, but there's overwhelmed too that you can feel, where it suddenly feels like this is all too much. I must manage everybody's emotion around me in the office, or everybody has their own attitude, and today, yeah, you have that.
Yep, the straw that broke the camel's back,
Yes,
right?
yes. So you have that, and then there's also the cynicism and detachment, a negative or cynical outlook, whereas you were not that type
way
of person before.
Yeah.
You know, or if you were that person that always had a cynical outlook or a negative outlook, it's even more so now.
Yeah.
So
So
then
alienate people.
Yes, so you need somebody to point out to you, if you don't notice it, that you're a lot more this or a lot more that than you used to be before, right? And then feeling detached or alone. And so basically you can be in a crowded room and you still feel alone. Or you can be experiencing all of these things which lead to burnout, and you feel like you are the only one experiencing these things because all of your coworkers around you, nobody seem to be bothered.
July 2025. Governing with a majority. Managing expectations. July marked the start of the political implementation phase following the first half of the year's intense debates. With an absolute majority in Parliament, the government entered a period where delivery replaced debate as the main benchmark of credibility. Politically, the absence of coalition negotiations simplified decision-making but also reduced the margin for deflection. Policy outcomes, particularly in finance and governance, were now fully attributable to the ruling majority. This reality sharpened public and institutional scrutiny, especially around unresolved audit findings and delayed reforms. Economically, July highlighted persistent structural imbalances. While tourism performance during the summer months remained relatively solid, concerns grew about the disconnect between headline economic growth and household purchasing power. Discussions intensified around income inequality, cost of living pressures, and the limits of wage-based solutions in an economy with a large informal sector. In financial governance, ministries continued grappling with execution capacity. Delays in documentation, staffing shortages in financial departments, and reliance on support institutions underscored that reform bottlenecks were administrative rather than political. Analysts increasingly warned that without targeted investment in institutional capacity, Curaçao risked missing its 2026 clean audit ambitions. August 2025. Economic reality meets administrative constraints. August traditionally brings a slower political tempo, but in 2025, it exposed deeper systemic stress points within Curaçao's public administration. Discussions around the 2026 budget preparation began to surface, revealing difficult trade-offs. Rising structural costs, particularly in healthcare, social support, and personnel, collided with limited fiscal space. Financial watchdogs reiterated concerns that short-term fixes could undermine long-term sustainability if not anchored in credible reform. At the same time, international compliance pressures continued to loom large. Curaçao's reputation as a financial and business jurisdiction remained under close observation amid global tax reforms and heightened regulatory scrutiny. The challenge was increasingly framed as reputational as much as fiscal, maintaining credibility while managing transition costs.
Now for the weather forecast, tonight through Wednesday evening. Generally fair. Surface winds, tonight through Wednesday evening, east to east, southeasterly, with a light to gentle breeze at 4 to 12 mph. State of the sea, slight waves swells 2 to 4 feet in end swell. Outlook through Thursday evening. Fair to partly cloudy with isolated showers. And now your 3-day forecast.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurance is.
China is holding military drills around Taiwan, simulating the seizure and blockade of the island's key areas, as a warning against separatist forces. Report by BBC News.
China has launched a number of rockets on the second day of military exercises around Taiwan, prompting the self-governing island to cancel dozens of flights. These are pictures from Pingtan, a Chinese island that is the closest point to Taiwan's main island, in which you can see a volley of rockets blasting into the air on Tuesday morning. The Chinese war games are simulating the seizure and blockade of key parts of Taiwan, which Beijing claims as its own territory. Beijing says it's a warning against Taiwanese independence, separatist forces and external interference. Chinese state media has broadcast pictures of the drills, which come just days after the US announced the sale of a huge weapons package to Taiwan. Well, earlier the Chinese foreign minister said Beijing would forcefully counter what he described as the continuous provocations by pro-independence forces. These are live pictures from Taiwan's capital, Taipei. They have said they are ready to defend against any sort of aggression and strongly condemned the drills. But Taiwan has also said it will not do anything to provoke Beijing or escalate the conflict. And we can show you, just as we had around this time yesterday, officials from the Taiwanese Defense Ministry giving a briefing on the latest developments. Let me just read out to you some of the lines that we're getting from that press briefing. The Defense Ministry urging countries around the world to jointly condemn the Chinese drills. They've been giving some details about the Chinese military assets that have been spotted or seen close to Taiwan. So 27 rockets fired, they say, in Taiwan's northern and southwestern waters on Tuesday. 71 Chinese planes and 13 military boats spotted near Taiwan. And they say among them are the 71 planes. 35 of those crossed the Strait's median line. So this is the point in the Taiwanese Strait where they say it is into Taiwanese territorial waters. And a number of those boats also coming very close to Taiwan, according to the Defense Ministry briefing. So as we get more details from that briefing, we will, of course, bring them to you. Well, China's Foreign Ministry spokesman called the live fire drills around Taiwan necessary to defend China's sovereignty. Take a listen.
Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. The relevant drills conducted by China's People's Liberation Army are a punitive response to Taiwan's independent separatist forces seeking independence by force, and a necessary action to defend national sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Stephen McDonnell has the latest from Beijing.
It's a shift towards more live fire exercises, we're being told, and that's involved landing craft, destroyers, bombers, jets, and as you mentioned, also rockets being fired from the mainland, which were visible on Pingtan Island, fired from the mainland and into the ocean. Now, this has all been accompanied by some quite blood-curdling propaganda from the People's Liberation Army, images of a shield with the Great Wall of China on it, saying that anyone who comes across this shield will be annihilated. And another image of this sort of two fists, one squashing down on the leader of Taiwan and next to him some poor hapless soldier being squashed as well. So it's supposed to, I guess, show defiance on the part of the Chinese military. As for the reactions around the world, though, I mean, Donald Trump said he wasn't too bothered by these drills because China has done them before. But that hasn't meant that people in Taiwan aren't worried about this. I mean, sure, in one way, it's sort of water off a duck's back. They're used to these drills. Nevertheless, the government in Taipei has been strong in its criticism, saying that the drills have, as you would expect, affected commercial shipping, and airlines have had to reroute their flight paths because you wouldn't want to be flying anywhere near where the PLA was doing these live fire exercises.
This is our SXM Daily Newscast. Thank you for joining us.